hugs and hellos to all those beautiful, amazing people who are tuned into PT1 and are watching World this morning alongside Shazad Khan. And for everybody who's tuned into PTV Global, a very warm welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Over here in Islamabad, it's raining, the weather's taken a U-turn, and I didn't really feel like coming to work today. But then, to be honest, the weather is just so superb and amazing that I actually felt that, okay, as soon as I'm going to get done with the show, I'm going to leap outside. I'm going to go for a good cup of coffee alongside my producer. If you're interested, Usman, are you interested to go with me for coffee? Okay, he says that, okay, we'll go and, just concentrate on the show. Okay, now concentrating on the show, well, in fact, rain was quite necessary. Quite viral diseases were going around within the society as well over here. People were getting sick. Thank you, Allah, for giving us rain. And now, today is a very important day. It's 5th of October. It's Wednesday. But why do you think that it's an important day? It's an important day because it's World Teachers Day today. And whenever we talk about teachers, teachers are those people who shape up your society, who give you the future of your own country, who nurture and nourish the future of your country. These are the people whom we call teacher, and they have always been respected and they will always be respected as well. But then why do you think that there was a need to come up with an idea that, okay, we should observe such a day? Well, there's always a day, first of all, to create that ripple effect so that people would know what things are necessary, what recruitments need to be done, what type of training sessions need to be done. And then for all those people who want to join this industry, this teaching industry, now, where do they go for trainings? What type of hardships do they face? What type of challenges do they face while they become a teacher? So this is all of what we'll be discussing today, and then there are different projects going on by USAID, and the project name is Pakistan Reading Project, and they're doing quite a marvelous job with that as well. We'll highlight that. And today, obviously, we have invited teachers on our show, and we'll be in conversation with them. We'll ask them, but since it's World Teachers Day, so I'll take a few names of my own teachers as well. I'll take advantage of the opportunity. First of all, Sir Yasin, thank you very much for teaching me how to play basketball. Wow, that's great. Now, Sir Faisal, thank you very much for teaching me marketing. Sir Tariq, thank you very much for teaching me marketing as well. This is why where I am today. And to all of those teachers who've actually played a very pivotal role in my life, who've taught me wherever I am today, thank you very much for that. I cannot thank you enough, but then still, I think this is one day, even if I cannot go to Paris because the event's happening in Paris today, 2016. So what I can do is that I can probably highlight all the challenges being faced by the teachers and what do they need in near future, to shape up the future of our own country. And today, ladies and gentlemen, I've been joined by Dr. Shaheen, who is a gender advisor, USAID funded Pakistan Reading Project. Hello, assalamu alaikum, Dr. Saiba, how are you?
Walaikum assalam, absolutely
Do you
fine.
want me to call you ma'am, teacher, or
Better
Dr.
call
Saiba?
me Dr. Shaheen.
Okay, Dr. Saiba, thank you very much for coming over. Alongside Dr. Shaheen, we have got Miss Sabeen Malik, who is a primary school teacher. Hello, assalamu alaikum, ma'am. How are you?
Walaikum. I'm fine.
Thank you very much for coming over. And last but not the least, Mr. Zulfikar Ali, who is the Technical Director, Teacher Training, USAID funded Pakistan Reading Project. Hello, assalamu alaikum, sir.
Walaikum assalam.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Okay, so let's start the conversation with you. How do you see the importance of this day, World Teachers Day? What does it bring to your head?
Exactly. It's a wonderful day. I think not only in across the globe, but also in Pakistan, it is now being celebrated with great zeal and zest. And I think it should be celebrated on regular basis, and it must be. It's good to encourage our teacher, because we have the teacher who makes our nation and who support our society and build our generation. So these teachers must be saluted for their efforts, for their contribution that they are providing to our society. Amazing. So I believe.
Do you want to thank any of your teachers?
Sure, I have lot of good teacher who I think where I am standing today. It's all because of my teacher. First of all, I would like to thank Master Sher Muhammad Saab, who was my primary school teacher. Wow. He was a wonderful man. I really appreciate him. And then my own father, who was my teacher for 5 years. Wow. So also it's good to have a father as a teacher.
Exactly.
Then there were other teachers in my college. Dr. Imtiaz, who was our math teacher, and he was a wonderful man. I really like him.
Teachers are amazing people.
Yeah.
I mean, you just
Yeah.
don't have to say that they were wonderful human beings. Teachers are wonderful. They are amazing. Dr. Saiba, what about you? How do you see the day?
I think it's a very important day, and teachers are playing a very important role in Pakistan, but not just Pakistan, but all over the world.
Yeah.
I still remember very, from my childhood, a very important teachers who played significant role in building my own character,
Yeah.
building my own capabilities, my capacities. For instance, I played a lot, especially in sports. So, and my teachers, sport teachers, played important role in making me a sportswoman, a very strong woman. When I got an opportunity to go abroad and study abroad, and I interacted with a lot of teachers from different cultures, they also helped me a lot in a sense to how to think strategically, how to make an argument when I was studying there, when I was
How
doing
to perform
PhD.
some basic tasks as
Yeah,
well.
exactly, how to do research. So I think teachers are so inspirational. They have a great role to play in the society, and they are playing. Not only this, but when we go into the field, when we see that where there are no resources, especially in our rural areas, there are very good teachers, and they are interacting with the communities, they are motivating them, they are mobilizing them to especially send their girls into the schools. So they are very good examples still in our society, and they are role models for us.
Exactly, and
we
they're
look
working
at
for
them
the alleviation of the
and
society
yes,
as well.
exactly. Yes.
The entire image of the society is being changed and then overlooked as well. But then, ma'am, what's your take on this day?
For me, sir, when I went to my school in the morning, a student came to me and he gave me a card made by him for the teachers. Then it's really a very honor for me that small children even understand that today is the Teachers' Day and they have to wish their teacher. And for all these things, what I want to say is that the Teachers' Day remind us that what our teachers had done for us and what we have to do with our students. So it is a noblest profession, and we are the spiritual parents of our students. So we should be very accurate to upbring them, and not only to teach the lesson. There should be the change in their attitude, behavior, thought should be come from our teaching. And this is the main thing that the teacher should have to do in their future, to make a bright future, to make the bright Pakistan. And in the morning assembly, I told them that your future is not only your future. In fact, it is the future of Pakistan. So we will have to work on it, and you will have to work for your country. Don't think that you are only the children of your parents. You are the children of our nation as well.
Exactly.
This is the main thing that I think that should be enhanced, should be told to the students.
Very well said, and I think I'm going to agree to that. But today we have gathered up to talk about all the issues which our teachers are facing. Now, since the recruitment starts and then the education standards and then the testing, we're not sure whether we are recruiting the right teachers or not. I'm sorry to say that, but are we sure about it, that we are recruiting the right teachers or not? Because this day and time, every woman, every guy who is free, who wants to earn a bit of money, let me become a teacher. Is it that simple for everybody to be a teacher? Said Saab, I think I'll start with you.
It's unfortunate that in our country it's thought like that.
Yeah, we have to highlight
yes,
these issues.
That teaching is just a kind of profession that can be acquired by any person.
Yeah.
It's a challenge for us, but I think government is well aware of these challenges, and now they are working on it. They are trying to eliminate all these difficulties that are being faced, and trying to promote as many trained professional teachers as possible. So even USAID funded Pakistan Reading Project is also supporting government
We'll come
initiative.
to the project. We'll talk about the project itself, but let us just make people aware of what issues do our teachers
No,
face.
you are right. I mean, previously it was thought that the people who have nothing else to do, they become
Not
teacher.
previously, it is still there.
Even now, yes, there are challenges, but it's not something that only bad things are happening, but there are very good things are also happening.
Exactly.
The government has taken a lot of steps, and now government are ensuring that they they recruit the best teachers who have an ability to contribute into the field, who have ability to train the students. So at the policy level, but also at the program level, we see a lot of changes. Now this profession has also evolved, and it is evolving. So where there are challenges, there are also good things happening, I mean, in this whole setup. We also see a lot of programs are run by the Teachers Training Institute, just to build the capacity of those who are already in the professions. And we also see that Higher Education Commission is playing an important role in a sense that to change the course contents of BA and other programs which trained actually teachers. So all these things are happening, and we expect in the future.
So if all of these things are happening, that means the teachers are not facing any trouble these days.
No, it's not the case that they are not. I'm saying that there are challenges, but we also need to, I mean,
highlight the
applaud
positive
those efforts made by the government, by the people, by the non-government organizations. So I think that's also important. It's not the only bad things are happening.
So we have done that. Okay, people, no, bad things are happening, but not to that extent. Good things are happening, good things are here, bad things are here. So good is obviously beating the bad thing, you know. It's
And another
there.
thing-
So the bad is no more there. Gone.
So we took actually 50 years to make things worse. So we need really time to make things better.
Okay.
So I
And
think we are
now, since
hopeful.
we have got time to make things better, what we'll do is that
Yeah.
we'll highlight all of the challenges which our teachers face in this day and time. Let's start with you.
And another thing, Shahzad, that you are saying that only in the teaching profession the teachers are not coming through the proper, you can say, but I think that in all the professions these things are happened.
I had to go through 5 screen tests when they actually took me for the
And
show.
I got to 5 tests and interviews, you know. Yes.
So
5
that's
tests
fair.
and
Now
interviews.
since you're a teacher yourself, you're a primary school teacher,
Yes.
it is very different from being a university professor as well.
Exactly.
What are the challenges which you face?
For being a government teacher and to being a private teacher, there is a lot of difference between two. You cannot imagine, Shahzad, that how difficult it is to teach the students of those people who had left them in this at 6 o'clock. They don't know that whether their children had gone to school or not, what they had done over there, and what they have given the homework or something like that. A lot of patience we need. A lot of hard work we have to done with them. When I leave my students with a test, you know that for the previous day I will have to make them ready for the test, and then I left them for the test next day. While in the private school I have experience of both areas. In the private schools we just give them test, and it is the responsibility of the parents to prepare them for the test. But for the government teachers, we prepare them for the test, and next day we will take their test. So you can understand that much efforts we are going to do, but I don't know that why the people thought that the government teachers are sitting idly, enjoying in the break time.
No, we don't say that you guys are sitting
and doing
idly.
nothing.
All we say is that whenever it's elections or any other campaign going on.
Yes, we are doing all these
all
things.
the teachers, they're busy over there. So then who's going to teach the students?
Even we are last days, some of the teachers from the federal areas are gone to the polio drops. You can imagine that how can we do these works which are our
gets
profession.
difficult.
Yes, you can see.
As she talks about government and private teachers, school teachers, I just want to add one thing, that the recent research tells us that government teachers is earning 3 times more than the private teachers.
No way.
Yes, exactly. This is what the research
Madam-
tells us. The
All
thing
right, the
is,
research tells
the
them.
thing is, we do have a lot of female teachers in the primary schools and the private sector, but the thing is, they have already developed infrastructure. Teacher is there, the system is there, students are there, every facility is already there. So they have developed system, they have developed infrastructure, and becomes easy for the teacher to train or to teach the students. But in case of government, despite they are running well than those who are teaching in the private schools, they still face a lot of problems because especially if you go to the rural areas and far-flung areas, you don't find school buildings, you don't find infrastructure, you don't find
Even
bathrooms.
if you find school buildings,
Yeah.
you won't find teachers. there.
Even not in rural areas. Recently, I was visiting some of the schools in the urban areas. They had no toilet in the schools. So I was asking to the teachers, where do these students are going? They go to their homes and get back to the schools. And how about teachers? So you see, the challenges are huge, especially when you are in the school, when you are teaching them. And it's not just the physical infrastructure, but also the capacity, but also the course contents. All these things are quite difficult, and making things difficult for the teacher who is actually sitting in the class.
Exactly. But then, besides all of these challenges, I think teachers, they have the first right to actually live the life we have been living. I mean, now, first of all, I think this is one of the very main, obvious objective of the show that we highlight that in this day and time, teachers do need that financial alleviation as well, where nobody's even pondering about it. So how do we bring that into the system as well? Trainings will keep on going, recruitments will be there, everything will be there, infrastructure will come. But now at this very moment, what is very necessary is it's such a respectful profession. Actually, you need to come up with a system where you pay the teacher more so that he can be relaxed when he goes back home, that okay, now I don't have to look for tuitions, I can focus on my these classes, 50 students, 60 or 100, go back to school every day. That's about it, because the teachers are too busy doing polio drops, election campaigns.
Yeah.
They're just busy just
Yeah.
because of the fact that they are government employees.
Yeah, they spend significant time on other activities
Yeah.
which are not supposed to be
Exactly.
actually
So
done.
then
by them.
how do we raise awareness about it, sir?
Shazad, I think you have pointed out a right thing. In our society, teachers are, although we say they are getting high pay, but still they are far behind from a you can say standard of life. Even if we look at their traveling situations, they have to travel a long distances from their home. Very early in the morning, if you go on a bus stop, you will see a female teacher with a child in her hand and going to school, and then coming back at 4 p.m. at night, 4 p.m. in the evening to home. It's really difficult for a teacher. Similarly, if we look at the pay situation, their remuneration, it's not very high with respect to the situation at the moment, financial situation. They have to spend a lot on medical, on health, on education, on everything. So I believe if government want to just improve the status of the teacher, they will have to think about it. They will have to spend the budget they allocate for the education, not only for the building construction. Yes, these things are also very important. But on the other hand, if teacher is not satisfied, he has not enough money to spend a good life, then we can't imagine a good society in future. I believe government has to not only raise their salaries, but also have to arrange something different for them. Like
I think for something different, what my advice would be that we need to get rid of all those ghosts who are on those paychecks, because I've seen quite a lot of teachers who are enrolled within the schools, they are hired by the government, they don't show up all year long.
Yeah, I think this is what I think important is to actually understand that the financial incentives is obviously important, but that's not the single motivation for the teachers to come to the school. We see there are a lot of ghost teachers, we absentee teachers, and many teachers who come and they don't teach in the schools. So, and we also see some of the steps taken by the government. For instance, biometric in the schools have been now introduced, so that to understand that who is not coming, who's actually
But
coming.
does it work?
It is working in some sense, but we still need to strengthen the system at the grassroots level.
Okay.
And many of the challenges still are there. But I think it is good. It is good to monitor the progress of those who have been
At
recruited.
least, we've got hope that people are paying attention towards, teachers, schools, the infrastructure, or the education sector itself. But ladies and gentlemen, right now we have to go for a short break. And when you guys are going to come back, what we'll do is that we'll talk about USAID, Pakistan Reading Project. What is it? Because it has to do a lot with education, teachers, and then our bright future, which are our students these days. So let's go for a short break. Good morning. All right, people, thank you very much for tuning in. And for everybody who just tuned into PTY, you watching Well this morning alongside Shazad Khan. The weather out here in Islamabad is lovely, fantastic, fantabulous, exuberant. I don't know, I can, keep on going. But then at the same time, today is a very important day because of the fact that it's World Teacher Day. And, earlier we were in conversation with our teachers, mentors, and panelists who were here on the show. And we were talking about the challenges which are being faced by the teachers. But now moving on, since there's a new project which we wanted you to talk about, which is by USAID, and the project's name is
Pakistan Reading Project.
Pakistan Reading Project. So what's happening in this project, Zulfikar Sahib?
Yeah. It's basically a 5-year intervention initiated by USAID for the teachers and for the peoples of Pakistan. It's a $165 million project, and it's working in 66 districts of the country, and we are planning to reach 23,800 teachers, and we will be training those teachers with a specially designed program for the first time in the history of Pakistan that will focus on how to teach reading to our grade 1 and 2 students. Because research has shown that in our country the reading is not at par where students should be in grade 3, 4 and 5. And all this starts happening if the students at grade 1 and 2 don't learn reading, then they can't perform better in grade 3, 4, 5. And ultimately they start dropping out from the schools. It's one of the reasons of dropout from the schools.
That the kid cannot actually read.
Actually, yeah, because if they can't read, then they have
even in the 4th, 5th grade they can't read.
they can't read. So it's a quite challenging situation for the country. So that
It's a
is why.
question for the teachers as well.
You're
So,
right.
so
You're
what
right.
we learned from the field that even although teachers do try to teach student reading, but they are not teaching the way it should be. The research has shown that teaching reading is a specialized field. It can't be taught in a traditional way.
Simple way.
So there are specialized techniques that can help students to learn reading. So that is why Pakistan Reading Project is working in this country and trying to help teachers to learn how to teach reading to their students. We have designed a very specialized program. This program has 3 salient features. Usually in the past, whenever there is a teacher training program, it starts with just face-to-face training, and after face-to-face training, there is no
This is what
follow-up.
you're supposed to do. This is what you do.
Yeah, and then
that's it.
gone. Everything is gone. The donor is gone, and the person who started.
Teachers as well. Teachers as well.
But this time we have a 2 years long program for one teacher. We start with the face-to-face training, and then we move on to monthly meetings where teachers come together in a central place and discuss their problem with their mentors and talk about their challenges that they have faced, their successes, what they have done in the classroom. And in addition to that, they also receive support from their mentors while they are teaching in their classroom. And this will continue for 2 years. So we believe that after 2 years, when they will have this much information,
So the
and
teachers will be able to teach reading,
teach reading
to the students.
to the student.
Okay,
So
wow.
this is one aspect there where we are working. And the second aspect is basically our textbooks are good, but they are not good enough to support reading and inculcate reading skills in the children. So we are providing supplemental reading material for students also. This material is, we can say, this is in the history of Pakistan for the first time that this material has been developed on a scientific ground, and a lot of research has been done, specialized kind of software has been used to find out the words that are more familiar to the students, what words could be taught, what words should be taught later. So these type of things have been done, and this material is now in the school, and students are benefiting from them. From this material, we are hopeful that this
Is it
material.
just for the public schools or the private schools? as well?
Yeah, exactly. We are working for the public school, and
This entire project.
Yeah, we are working for the public schools and also
Government
in the rural
schools, yes.
areas and urban areas. It's almost for all across Pakistan.
All right.
So in most of the provinces we exist,
Very
and we are working with the government actually.
Very nice. And you just mentioned that you guys are operational in 66 districts right now.
we have completed our intervention. We have started and in the middle of the intervention in 38 districts, but we will focusing on 66. Our target is 66.
All right.
So in next couple of years, we will be reaching 66.
And in how many provinces are you guys operational as well?
Except FATA, at the moment, we are working in almost all the country in AGK.
That's cool. I mean, a big round of applause to USAID for, bringing up such an initiative as well. So, Dr. Saiba, since you are a gender advisor as well, so what are you doing in this project?
Actually, gender is quite, when it comes to the reading project, it's quite complex situation.
Okay.
Let me give you an example. For instance, when we look at the girls and boys enrollment or gender discrimination in education overall, we find that girls are far behind, and girls and women and female teachers are discriminated in many ways. But when it comes to the reading skills, we do find that in many of the parts of the Pakistan, girls are performing better than boys, and that's really something different. But in an international context, it is same. We do find that in most of the countries, boys are better in terms of science and mathematics in these subjects, and girls are more, the reading, fiction, and all these things. So for us, it's a quite complex situation, and we make sure that all of the project's benefit goes to the both girls and boys. We also make sure that the areas which are far behind, especially rural areas, especially where there are minorities, especially where are disabled children studying in the school, so we make sure those teachers receive trainings, gender-sensitive trainings, and they apply. They apply those trainings into the field. But our experience suggests that, for instance, let's take the example of disabled children. Disabled children are supposed to go to the disabled children's schools. But in reality, if you go to the many schools, you find that disabled children are actually studying in normal schools with normal children.
That's a good news.
Yeah, that's good news. But actually, the thing is, our system is not in a position to meet needs of those special children. Whether these are physically disabled, whether these
or the
are
infrastructure as
yes.
well.
So we make sure that our project actually look at all those vulnerable groups and marginalized groups and provide benefits to them. So we have a grant program for the disabled children, especially those children who have
within this Pakistan Reading Project.
Exactly. We are working with the non-governmental organizations. We provide them grants to work with those children who have hearing disability, but also a visual disability, who cannot read actually properly. So they have been, these children are actually studying in a normal schools, in a general schools. Because
how can they study over there?
Yeah, and
do they have audio books then? And then
they
all
don't
of
have actually, and we are trying to actually make efforts to provide those aids to these children, so they could be able to come up at the standard of those students, normal students. So I think we make every effort to make sure that all girls, boys, men, women benefit from the project interventions.
Nobody's left out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so ma'am, are you enrolled within this program?
Yes, I am working
What
as
are
a
you doing?
mentor.
Yeah.
I'm working as a mentor before this reading project. That what I found the change in it, that now our classrooms are printed with the very beautiful Urdu chart. Before it, what happened that there are maths chart, there are English chart, there are general science chart, but there is no any Urdu, because they are going to emphasis on Urdu.
Okay, very nice.
And you cannot imagine that our students, after the AGRA research, what I had found that the students can't read even Urdu in the classroom. And after this project and their activities that we are going to be launched in our classes, now what I find, even the passive teacher is giving a good result.
Wow.
Besides the active, passive teachers are going to give the good result. And when I went to their schools for the visit and talked to their headmistress, they said, no, our students are giving very good result. And you can see the difference of the third grade and the previous third grade, because they are totally trained by the teachers, and now their reading is excellent.
And
then the fourth and fifth grade, you can
and I
see.
think I can help you guys in pointing out one of the weaknesses as well, because my daughter, she just turned 3. She's going to school now. So she knows 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She can count till 5 or 10. Then she knows A, B, C, D, E, F, G, I think till G. I mean, whatever her mother could actually teach her. But now there's a day when she actually needs to study Urdu in the school.
Yeah.
And she comes back home all blank. And I was like, what did you study today? Abba, I don't know. I was like, why? What do you mean by you don't know? So she brought me the book and she pointed out towards Alif.
Alif.
I was like, read it. And she goes like, What? You never taught me that.
This is
So this is
unfortunate,
one of the
yes.
core weaknesses as well, that parents these days at homes, they're focusing more on English,
Then in
shapes, colors, whatnot.
Yeah.
So she couldn't even recognize how Alif looks, and she couldn't even say Angur. And you know, it sounded so different to my ears as well, that you know, we have been, and you know, all of a sudden I just got this awakening feeling within my own self that, you know, we have been teaching English. So obviously the kid's going to come up with that thing,
Exactly.
because she's never ever seen Urdu letters, she's never ever seen those alphabets. How can she recognize that?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
is there any place for parents within this project as well, where they can come and actually, you know, recognize their weaknesses?
Oh yes, we have. I mean, we are emphasizing a lot parents' involvement, because we understand until and unless we don't create the culture of the reading, not just in the schools, but also at home.
Yeah.
So we do encourage our teachers. Our teachers can tell us better actually. They have been involving parents, and we have a grant program under which parents are involved in the program, and they are taught how they can actually do different activities with children, how they can improve their reading at home, what kind of activities they can do, and what kind of culture they can create at home actually, so that students or their kids learn Urdu and all this. As you said, your baby is not actually. This is the thing, is actually we have lost the importance of our own languages. We are not emphasizing more to teach our children not just Urdu but also our mother
Kavar
languages.
chala haski chal apni chal bhi bhul gaya. That's how they put it.
Yeah,
Exactly,
exactly.
that is
And
going
they
to
used to
be
tell
happen.
us that people who actually can read well in their own languages can also read well in other languages and perform better in other subjects.
Exactly.
So I think that is the reason this project has brought in, and that is the reason we are working with those schools who are marginalized, who are the public schools, with those teachers who are not trained actually. This is quite, you know, this is a very complex field, and we need to strategically teach teachers how they can do such activities so their students perform better.
Exactly. And Zulfikar Sahab, who came up with the idea that, okay, you know, if the reading project is going to go on, we'll make sure that it's Urdu, which we'll be reading. Who came up with this idea?
Actually, it's the government policy, because you know Urdu is as a national language. We started with that, and we are also working with the. We are not only working for the Urdu, but we are also working for Sindhi, because in Sindh they are teaching everything in Sindhi. So we are also working for the Sindhi.
Daru Sutwa Sain, Daru Sutwa.
Similarly, we will be also supporting the Balochistan government and the KP government to develop the material for Pashto. So we
And
are
then
also.
what about Gilgit Baltistan as well?
It depends upon, because it depends upon the clientele, and it also depends upon their niche environment. Because if they need, we are here to support them as technically.
And for how long has this program been going on?
It's a 5-year program, and it will continue till 2018, and we're expecting to have some more time.
Very nice. So what are the results by far? Are we getting any results? Is the situation getting any better? Are the kids, you know, performing well, or
I
are the
think
teachers performing
it's
well?
obviously a project, and project means that it needs to be end somewhere, and the things need to be transferred to the government. So we are actually moving in this way that once this project ends, so government should be able to take over the whole thing. So teachers should be trained. They will
Are they
continue
willing to take over the whole thing?
obviously,
right
we
now?
are working with the government, and they are working with us. So we are there to support them, and they are ready to take over the program once we leave, obviously.
That's
And
great.
this is obviously a project.
And yes, obviously there is the change. I told you that the reading became very better of the students who are who are owned by the trained teachers. They can read Urdu, while the students of 4th and 5th grade can't read Urdu better than 3rd grade, because they are in the hand of the trained teachers. And due to this project, you know that now the teachers understand how to assess Urdu reading. They don't know the way of teaching Urdu or to learn the Urdu language. Now they know what are the phonics, what are the phonetics, and how can we make the students to read aloud. These are the different activities that are given by the USAID's Pakistan Reading Project.
Amazing
and
that is.
consequences can be seen, of course.
I feel great. Thank you. You know, by the end of the day, at least nobody's solving solutions or problems or figures. Thank God it's just about reading, and I was a good reader in my class. And the only reason why I was a good reader in the class was that whenever I used to travel with my father or family, or I would go somewhere, they'll make me read billboards. Imagine. So they'll just make me read billboards, whether may it be Mall Road, may it be Murray Road, may it be anywhere else, and all of those billboards are in Urdu as well. Alai Samat, all of these type of billboards, the Fulana D. Watson, the Fulana, chemist, and this and that. So I think this is what inculcates the habit as well. But other than that, all those parents who are out there, what you need to do is that you probably need to put more focus on your kid, and then the teachers, they need to put more focus on their teaching skills and their teaching styles. That's a message. But teachers, they need to be respected, they need to be alleviated, because they are the front face of the society, whatever you live in. But any last messages, you can go ahead, say it.
I just want to
Look into the camera.
thank
Talk
you,
to me.
and
No problem.
I just want to say that it's important to teachers play important role, and it's important to provide all opportunities to the teachers so that they can build the capacity of the nation and kids.
Exactly. And teachers, since you're a teacher, so please make sure that you're not running another shop, or you're not doing any other business. Please concentrate on your students. You can definitely go for tuitions, you can have your own academies, but please make sure that you do justice to all those students who attend your classes in the morning and in the evening as well. Ma'am, your message.
Yes, my message to the students and also for Shehzad, that the teachers are very sincere towards their teaching, and we are doing whatever we are doing for the future of our children. They are not only your children, they are our children as well.
Wow.
And inshallah, you will find a very bright future if you give a satisfactory environment to the teachers.
Exactly. Sir Zulfikar sir.
Shehzad, my message for this day is we all should join hand together and must make sure that our teachers are satisfied and they are having a good environment to work.
Exactly.
And then certainly our country will progress and we will have a better future.
Amazing that is. And ladies and gentlemen, with that, what I've done is that I've joined hands, just because Zulfikar Sahab said that we should join hands. The hands are there. But one last thing, for example, if somebody is to complain about a teacher, where can we go? How can we write a complaint about a teacher? Is there any way?
Directly go to the teacher,
Directly
so
go
that
to
she
the
yes, she can realize that what are the problems
Yeah.
with the
Alright.
students
There are
facing.
system in place, and
Yes.
there are respective departments where we can launch complaint about any teacher, and we can just go. And even in different province regions, there are phone numbers available, cell
Yeah.
phones.
No, I was just making my viewers aware of the fact that you really do not have to go to the teacher and fight with them in person. There are systems, there are processes, you go through them, and then you do it respectfully as well. But respect your teachers, because if you're not going to respect your teachers and your parents, you're not going to get anything in life, because they say ba adab, ba naseeb, be adab. Yeah, I don't want to say that word, but thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much
you
for
very
coming
much.
over. It was lovely to have you. And finally, I got the opportunity to thank all my teachers who are out there as well. Thank you very much for making me who I am. Thank you very much, Ammi, Abu, Dada Abu. Thank you very much. It's World Teachers Day. You have been my mentors, teachers, and I've been following you. I've been following your footsteps. We'll keep on doing that. But ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to write to us on our Facebook fan page, which is with the name of World This Morning. On Twitter, it's World This Morning. Let the G be on the other side. And then on Daily Motion and YouTube, the channel name is World This Morning once again. And the fabulous repeat is going to be at 11 p.m. Look after yourselves. Good morning. The weather's so nice. We're going out for coffee. Good morning.